Hello and welcome back to the old school Ironman. Last episode we finished off 70 prayer by killing like 1300 blue dragons and then using all the dragon bones at the Wildy Chaos Altar. Now this episode we want to finish off the Morytania Diary, and at the end of last episode I was like, hey, we have all the skill requirements done, we just need to finish off a quest, but I was actually wrong with that because we need to get 50 construction to actually get a portal room to be able to make the Carol portal in our player-owned house. And this works out pretty well because our construction level is currently level 44 and our rune crafting level is 43. So I had like one more use of Tears of Guthix before the Tears of Guthix XP was going to start to go into construction, and I want to make sure that it always goes into rune crafting. Now, to actually train our construction, we have 483 teak logs, which will get us a fair amount of XP, but we have the kingdom. Well, this worked out like pretty much perfectly. We have 750k in the coffer right now, and when you're below 750k, you actually end up getting less out of your kingdom. So I came here on the perfect date completely by accident. I have not checked kingdom since I unlocked it. So this is what we have. We got 8,000 coal, a good amount of gem, and 8,000 teaks, which I'm going to be using to get my construction up as much as possible. I'll probably change it before I actually harvest next time, but I do think that 10 coal is probably going to be the best for us. I'm going to deposit 2250k. So that is another like month or so. So I can be lazy about it again. But I think coal long term is going to be what we want the most of. That'll be like 16, 17k coal at the end of the month. Maybe we'll get herbs, but that would be the only other thing apart from the hardwoods. Now that we've gathered from our kingdom, we have a fair amount of logs here, but they aren't planks yet, so we gotta go on that conversion streak. I'm going to make these 200 oak logs into planks and then try out construction contracts. I'm hoping that that's going to get us up to level 50, and then we can save the teaks for later, but I wanted to have those just in case. But the quickest way for us to do planks at this point is we run from here to there and then back again. Our graceful will help out, but we do weigh more than 30 kilograms. So we're going to run out of run energy very, very quickly. This is going to be our construction contract setup. We have our oak planks, our steel bars, hammer, saw, and runes to teleport around. I'm wielding a Staff of Air and a Tome of Fire to give me unlimited water and fire runes. So I just need to spend the earth, water, and laws. But we just talked to Amy, and then we ask her for a construction contract. And we're going to go for novice for now. Because those are the ones that require oak plank, but once we get to 50, we'll be using adept contracts. So we need to go to Hesidius, so we teleport here. And now we finished everything. We get this green message in the chat box. Talk to Mariah. We gained 1,200 extra experience. We used, what's that, 11 planks. We got an extra 100 per plank, so we're getting about 160 XP per plank, which means we'll get about 30k total. And this cup of tea will restore our run energy to 100, and we can teleport back to Falador to get a new contract. And yeah, I installed the plugin, so now it's showing the location of the house and everything that I need to repair. So every time we complete a contract, we get a certain amount of points. For these oak contracts, we get 3 each. And there are a couple really important things we can buy here. First off is a plank sack. You can equip like 25, I think, planks in there. So you don't need to bank every single time. Then there's Amy Saw, which is wieldable, so it doesn't need to be in the inventory. It can instead be there, which saves an inventory slot. Again, pretty important. And then the construction outfit, which each piece gives 0.5%. And then when you have the entire outfit, you get 2.5%. I don't think this is actually like worth going for, but if you have the points from doing construction contracts because you're an Ironman and you want to save GP and planks, then yeah, it's going to be something that that you pick up. 47 construction. I think we'll have enough to get to 50, maybe just short. So this is going to be our last construction contract that we do. We finished 21s, so little over 10 planks used each time. But we're now 3.4k away from level 50. If I had just gone and like chopped like 50 more oak logs, we easily would have got it. But I have a little thing up my sleeve in the bank with 2 long bones. And if we come to Barlack here in Dorgashan, we can give him the long bones and he gives us both GP and construction experience. So if we talk to him, we got 9,000 construction experience, so 4,500 each, and 1k coins. So that means we're up to level 50 construction. And with 50 construction, we can now build a portal chamber, which allows us to do that task. On top of that, we get adept contracts from Mahogany Homes. So that means we can now do the same training method, but with all those teak logs and teak planks we have. In terms of actually training up construction, I'm not going to do it just yet, as a lot of the items that we can get, like the fairy ring, the spirit tree, the ornate jewelry box, the portal nexus, they all require things we just don't have yet, or we don't have enough GP in sort of cash to be able to use them effectively. So I'm not going to train up the skill just yet. But with our 10,000 T-Clogs that we did get, and the estimated 275 XP per plank, based on my experience with oak, mahogany homes, and what I've been reading online, that's almost 3 million experience. So we'll get up to like 83, 84 probably with our banked XP once we start getting the things like excess dragon stones to be able to make the mounted glory, GP from Slayer in order to have the portal nexus and be able to put things in there without it absolutely breaking the bank. So we're going to transition back into the achievement diaries, where we're going to just work our way through the easy, medium, and hard diaries. Also at 50, we're now about 50k XP behind, so that gives us about 5 to 6 weeks of Tears of Guthix usage on runecrafting. One of the things we need to do is the Lair of Tarn Razorlore's mini quest. And you can basically skip the whole dungeon maze part of it by teleporting with the Slayer ring. We're going to be doing this anyway, and we're going to need Slayer rings eventually, so we might as well just make a Slayer ring at this point. Now, the Tarn Slayer teleport doesn't show up yet, but once we complete the Haunted Mine quest, it will. Now it's time for the most annoying quest in the game, 17 medium to large favors. 20 minutes later, we've done all the favors, and now all we need to do is backtrack to every single person we talked to so far. I love the fact that he has no idea that we just went halfway across the entire world to get him this stupid red mahogany log. So we got 2 10k lamps. One of the real benefits from it is that we get 20k Herblore XP. We got 59, which allows us to clean snapdragons, which is something we couldn't do before. And we also got this keyring where we can add a bunch of keys to it, so we save inventory and bank space. King's Ransom is done. 33,000 defense experience. That's actually pretty good. But we get access to the Night Waves training ground, which is what we're going to be doing next. To do the Night Waves training ground, we have to kill 7 knights. I don't think in a row we can leave, but it saves our progress. But they drain our stats, and that means I want to get 2 potions. First, we have Super Restore potions, which require snapdragons and red spider eggs, and then also Super Defense, which requires 66 Herblore. And if we look at our banked herbs, we get basically exactly 66. We get 5k away from 67, so that means we'll have both super restores and super defenses once I gather up all the secondaries and make all of these potions. Arguably the worst part of getting the secondaries, the chocolate dust, is done. We have 895 and we have 886 Heralders because there's one grimy one in the bank. For Irits, we can just buy Eye of Newts, and we've already bought them. And same for Quorum and Renars, we already have everything, so we don't need to worry about that. But we do need to get the Snapdragons. I have 60 here, and I want to make 60 Restorers because I'm going to need this for this Night Waves challenge because they drain our stats. Our third inventory is done, and that cut us our 75 red spider eggs. So we can make 60 restored doses now. The only one I have left to get is the Avantos. I only have 7 more Mire Fungus, and I need 372. I showed this off in a previous episode, so I'm not going to show it again here, but I'll catch you when I'm done. The unfinished potions are done. I didn't make the Catentines yet because I need 65 Herblore to clean them, but we'll do that at the end once we've gone through our Hairlander, Runars, Irits, Avantos, and Quorms. That should get us up to 66. 60 Herblore, the first of many levels we're going to get here. I don't think that actually provides us anything necessarily good, at least until we get to raids, but we'll be a much higher Herblore anyway. So our energy potions are done. We have 888 3 doses. It's time to move on to the Renars. There is 66 Herblore. We can now make super defense potions, which was our main goal. We still have like 300 super strengths to make and like 50 super restores, so I'm gonna go do that first. Making the super defenses. I don't think we'll actually gain a Herblore level from here, but we'll have a nice stack. And like when we drink this potion, we get up to 86 defense. So our combat stats are a lot better with them than without them. In the last of the Herblore, we got just short of 67, so that's pretty nice. So yeah, the big ones are the supersets and the prayer potions. If we look at this, like over 100 supersets and 235 prayer, which is going to get us through a lot of Slayer levels. Super restores are also nice. We're going to be using these pretty effectively for the night waves that we need to do. Just because they drain our stats, and then energy potions and super energy potions for getting around. Especially these super energy potions, eventually I'll get my Herblore up to 77, and we can make some stamina potions with that, so it's easy to get around. It's time to complete the Night Waves training ground. We have to kill 7 different knights in here, and they have a special ability where they drain our stats. And we can't use prayer in there, and it's just a tough fight, but it allows us to use piety and chivalry. As you can see, we need to complete the King's Ransom quest Night Wave reward to use piety. But 1 down, we're on number 2, and this guy drains our defense. And defense is what I'm the most worried about, because with low defense, we get GG'd pretty quickly. And it's when you get hit that the drain actually happens. So as long as we have high defense, we should be fine. Okay, 2 more damage to go. We just need to get a hit in here. Sir Lancelot's weak to slash, so I'm not too worried about getting this. It's the ones that are weak to like crush or stab that are the tough ones. We'll try to finish off with the dragon dagger. I'll go stab on this. There we go. We did it. Oh, so I closed out of it, but we gained 20,000 combat experience in all the combat skills. Didn't gain a level there, but now we can do this. We can do that. So piety is really good. It increases our defense by 25%, our strength by 23%, and our attack by 20%. But that gives us all the requirements here for the praying at the nature altar with piety activated. So all we need to do now is Haunted Mine, Green Brain Robbery, and the Lair of Tarn Razorlore. Let's get it. So the whole reason why we're doing this quest is to get access to this allotment patch here. So really, I could have not done the quest, but might as well finish it now that we started it. So supposedly with this boss fight, we can just enter and come back, and then the boss gets stuck, and we can safe spot him. So we open the door, come back in, attack with our Ivan's Plus, and he does nothing. And now we can just AFK, drink our Coke, and enjoy the boss fight. We got our budget BGS. It's actually like a pretty good spec weapon. There we are, quest done. 200 quest points. Didn't know that was coming, but 6,000 prayer, 3,000 crafting, and 2,000 construction. Click this. Can this go in any skill? It's going into Herblore. That is 5,000 more Herblore XP. Cutting a Salve Shard got us the Haunted Mine quest complete. That is 22k strength experience. Didn't gain us a level.
because we did so much strength training before, but we now have access to Tarn's lair. And we can use our ball of wool to make a salve amulet. And I think if we equip it here, yeah, it says undead, we have 16% increase. But we can skip pretty much the whole Tarn's lair mini quest by just teleporting right to Tarn's lair. There we go. So we got 5,000 Slayer experience for killing Tarn. And now for the actual diary task, we need to kill one of these terror dogs. So I'm just going to quickly finish it off before we enter the passageway to imbue our salve amulet. And terror dog dead. We got the medium task done. Get in this little room here, and we can take Tarn's diary. And what that does is it unlocks these bars, so there'll be terror dogs in here we can kill for Slayer. It does unlock a terror dog Slayer task, which is a little unfortunate, but we can use this on the salve amulet, and now it's a salve amulet E, which gives 20% instead of the 16% it was originally giving. We have all the requirements. It's time to just slowly go through and complete all of these tasks. And all the easy tasks are done. Yeah. Hardest part about the medium diary, finding enough people to play Trouble Brewing. I went to the Trouble Brewing world. Couple people here. Seems like there's a game at the midpoint, but we don't actually need to win the game. We just need to get into the game. So I'm just gonna AFK and wait to get popped in. Oh, the portal chamber's 100k. That's expensive. But we need to build the teleport focus in the middle. And we need a saw and a hammer for that. I forgot that this is old school. Take 2. Make the teleport focus. Build the portal space. We just need 3 teak planks. And now I think we have to get out of building mode for this. We want to go to Kirill. Takes our 100 bloods and 200 laws, and we go through it, and we're in the Canithus pub. I've logged into my old school Ironman for the first time in over 6 months, because it was the end of March was when I last played, or at least the last time I logged in with the intent to play. What ended up happening was I was very close to the Morytania Diairies. I only needed to claim the 2 farming ones, which I was waiting to grow overnight, but I ended up still needing to get the Barrows log completed on RS3 for Golden Reaper, which is basically all collection log items. I didn't want to go do Barrows on old school while I still had to do it on RS3 for that. So I was like, I'm gonna go finish it on RS3 and then I'll come back to my old school account. I have these 5 or 6 episodes that I haven't released yet, and it turns out that I never logged back in. I just kind of got re-addicted to RS3, and I made a ton of progress on Golden Reaper, ton of progress on Trim, and got through basically all the solo content there is for me. And now I'm just waiting on group content, so I thought it would be a good idea to pick up this old school Ironman as I'm feeling a little burnt on RS3 right now. But we can pick the Bittercap Mushroom as one of the 2 things we need. And then if we teleport back to the Ectofile, we can go to Mostly Harmless, or I mean Harmony Island. Once we pick this one, oh, we need a spade. There's a tool leprechaun. See, I'm already forgetting that the tool belt doesn't exist on old school because it's been 6 months. But that is all the hard tasks in the Morytania area. We can speak to Lesabra in Canithus to claim our reward, and how we're going to get back there. I remembered that we can teleport to the house, and I should have the Kirill portal set up as I needed to do this for the hard tasks anyway. So right here, we're claiming the easies, the mediums, and the hards. The biggest thing we're getting from this is double runes from the Barrows, and also double Mortmire fungus whenever we go to make more super energies. And we also get 7.5% more Slayer Spear when on an assignment in the Slayer Tower. And we can get the Bone Crusher as well. So this is a very, very big diary. So these lamps can be used in any skill above 60, I believe. I don't know the actual one. Maybe it's 50 because runecrafting is the only one I can't use. but we're going to put it into Herblore, all of them. That's 15k Herblore. Actually, these other two are going into runecrafting. Runecrafting just sucks. So 7.5k runecrafting and another 2.5k runecrafting. So we got 67 Herblore and 46 runecrafting. Very nice. We're almost 1700 total. So one thing we do need to do before we go on our first Barrows kill is we're going to be banking at the Ferox Enclave with dueling rings. So I'm going to turn these, I guess, 100 emeralds into emerald rings and then rings of dueling. So that'll give us 800 charges. I'm only going to be going for like the first Onyx, I think. That's how long I'll last at Barrows on this grind. And then I'll come back later for the subsequent Onyxes and stuff when we're much higher level. So here it is. I've geared up. It looks really janky, but that's because the old school combat system is very weird. We're going to primarily be maging 4 of the brothers as they're melee based. And the weird thing is, because they have no magic defense, as long as we have above, I believe it's negative 63 magic attack, we actually will have 100% hit chance. It's just if you splash, you hit a 0. And our attack bonus doesn't matter. It's just the natural splashing. As for, we have a full range setup, swap over with Black D'hide, our rune crossbow, and our Avas, and then a DDS as our spec weapon on Carol. So we'll see how it goes. And then to get there, we just use the Berg teleport. And I'm going to change the shift click option with menu entry swapper so that when we're holding shift click, the left click option is the Berg teleport instead of drop. So that is our first task done, and it turns out we actually have an old rat slayer task. So as I kill these crypt rats, we're gonna get that task done. But let's open this chest and see what we get on our first chest. And we got just a bunch of runes, 43k. And now to get out of here, all we do is we teleport to Ferox Enclave, which is kind of the new clan wars. And then we come through here and we're able to drink from the pool of refreshment, store our stats, and grab up some more food. But I'm actually going to end the episode here. Only did a little bit of progress once I came back to the account. But I just kind of want to give a fresh slate on the next episode. We got our Barrows chest up to 1. And next time we're probably going to be doing 150, 200 kills in order to get our first Onyx.